welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make the overalls that I showed you how to make the pattern for in the last video. So by now you should have cut out from fabric one waistband and fold, two straps, two bibs and 4 trouser pieces. So if you have done that, we can get started. So what you want to do now is unpin your pattern from your fabric so that you have your trouser legs free. You should have 4 pieces to your trouser legs, 2 fronts and 2 backs. So what you want to do now is pin your side seams of your trousers. So now that you have pinned your trouser legs together at the side seams, you now want to sew your side seams together using a straight stitch on your sewing machine, or you could even use an overlooker to do this as well. So now that you've done that, you now should have the side seams of your trousers sewn together along the edge to put the front to the back. Now you want to do exactly the same as what you have just done with the side seams, but this time with the inside leg seams. So now that you have sewn both seams together, what you should have is 2 complete legs of trousers like this. Next, what you want to do is finish off the bottom leg opening of your trousers. To do this, you want to turn up a bit of the bottom edge of your trousers and stitch about halfway along that turned up edge the whole way round. So now that you have finished off your leg openings on your trousers, what you want to do now is take one side of your trousers and turn it in the right way like so, and then you're going to place the right side out leg inside the wrong side out leg like this. Then you're going to match your crotch seam up. So you're going to take your top edge of the centre back and line it up with the other top edge of the centre back and pin it. And then you're going to match your inside leg seams and pin them, and then you're going to match your top edges of your fronts together and pin those as well. So then you should end up with something like this. And now you're going to stitch around that seam. Now, if you are making this for a bear, you should have 2 little snipped notches in your centre back. If you have, for the back and front crotch seams, you need to stitch from the top edge of the back down to the first little notch, stop, then start again at the second little notch and continue to stitch down through the crotch seam all the way back up to the front. So now you should have sewn up your crotch seam from the top edge of the back through the crotch seam back up to the top edge of the front, leaving a little hole if you're making this for a bear. So next, what you want to do is pull the leg inside back out like so. And then open out flat the seam allowance around the little hole you left. And then you're going to pin that seam allowance down so that it's flat around the hole. And now you're going to stitch around that little hole in the seam allowance so that your tail hole for your bear is hemmed. So now that you've done that, what you should have is a nice, neat, hemmed tail hole. So now that is done, what you want to do is put your trousers aside from it and grab your waistband. You want to unpin your pattern from your waistband. And what you are going to do is the side that is open on your waistband, so that will be the open short side, you want to sew up that side, leaving a little hole in one side so that later you can thread elastic through it. So now that you've done that, what you should have is a rectangle of fabric with one side sewn up with then a little hole left nearer to one side so that elastic can be threaded through. Now what you want to do is press open that back seam that you just made in your waistband. You then want to fold your waistband in half lengthways so that the right sides are showing on both sides. You then want to go and press this waistband with an iron so that the folded edge is nice and flat and nice and neat. That you have pressed your waistband and it is all nice and neat, you want to grab your trousers back and take the side of your waistband that has the hole in it and pin that side to the outside of your trousers waist. You want to pin the seam in your waistband to the centre back seam of your trousers, like so. So now that you have done that, you should have the side of your waistband with the hole in it and the wrong side of your trousers showing with them pinned together at the centre back. So now what you want to do is pin the rest of your waistband to your trousers, and then you are going to stitch along that seam all the way around your trousers to attach your waistband to your trousers. So now that you have attached your waistband to your trousers along that seam, what you want to do is along the top edge of your waistband is to stitch a few millimeters along the edge of that waistband so that you give the waistband some nice top stitching and it will look nice and neat and nice and pretty. Once you have stitched around the top of your waistband to give it some nice top stitching, you want to grab some elastic and measure it against your waist of your bear or doll and cut the elastic to that size. You then want to grab a safety pin and attach the safety pin to one end of your elastic and start threading the elastic through that little hole we left in the back of the waistband. You want to thread the elastic through the whole of the waistband so that the side with the safety pin comes out the other side. You then want to take both ends of the elastic and either stitch them together or tie them in a knot so that the elastic is secured together. You then want to stitch up the little hole in the back of the waistband. So once you have threaded your elastic through the waistband, either stitched or knotted the ends together to secure the elastic, and then stitched up that little hole, you now want to put your trousers to the side for a minute again and grab your bib piece. You then want to unpin your pattern from your bib pieces. You will then want to stitch up 3 sides of your bib, so 2 short sides and 1 long side. You then want to snip the corners of your bib and then you want to turn your bib right side out. So now that you have stitched those seams, this is what you should end up with. You now want to go and press those seams with the iron to make them nice and flat and crisp and neat. So now that you have pressed your bib, you should now have a nice, neat, crisp bib. So now you want to grab your trousers back and get your centre front of your bib and pin it to the top of the centre front of your waistband and trousers. You want to pin it to that top stitching line of your waistband. And then what you are going to do is you're going to stitch your bib to your waistband using the same line as on your waistband. So now you have done that, you can now turn your trousers in the right way, like so. This is what you should end up with. So now you can grab your strap pieces and unpin them from the pattern. So now what you are going to do, you're going to take one strap piece and the 2 long edges, you're going to fold them in to the middle and then fold your strap piece in half again, and then you're going to press this and then stitch it along one edge, and then you will repeat the exact same for the other strap. Now that you have done that, you should have 2 straps ready to pin to the back of your trousers. So now take your trousers and your straps and pin one strap to one side of the back seam of your trousers, like so. Then take the other strap and do exactly the same but on the other side of the back seam of the trousers. You're then going to stitch your straps to your trousers along the top stitching line of the waistband. So the last thing to do to your overalls is to make 2 little buttonholes in the top edge of your bib and attach buttons to the ends of your straps so that your straps can fasten to your bib like so. So there you have it, a finished pair of Bear or Dolls overalls. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and interesting. So until next time, bye.